Well, I tell you that it's been a couple of days now, and just decided for once I'd get back on here and do a little video out here on my porch in May about getting prepared for Christmas in July. The neighbor has a little dog over here. I tell you, I can't recall the name of the breed right off. It looks like it might be Pit Bull, Rottweiler, something like that. I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to always guess exactly what breed they are by looking at them. I always come close, but somebody else always comes closer. So, pretty much that's how that goes. Poured myself a little Diet Coke into my mug, and do want to come on here just to kind of make a little bit more progress into these Santas. There was a couple certain steps we took the last time around on these ones here that we made. One of them from African mahogany and one from genuine mahogany. We're gonna do a little bit more work to add a little more into them, try to see how good we'll make them come out. I seem to kind of keep all my bits together in one place where, I kind of try to do that for when it comes time to get on this video and show and demonstrate how I use this stuff. Like to mention one thing I got to take care of today. Been wanting to take care of it for so long, but got back down to the Artisan Market in Frankfort where I got to set up some more stuff. The good news is that is a place where my possums that I've sewn out of jeans have been selling. The bad news is that for the past few months, one of those has been the only thing that's sold. They sell for $15, and my space rent costs $30. So that just kind of goes to show you that I end up paying the extra $15 at the beginning of the next month. So I feel like that at least it gets me off to a good start. At least it gets some of my stuff out there and stuff sold, and just a lot of good things to say about it. There's some things I'm hoping to do, kind of give a little bit extra names to some of the critters, but we'll get on that sooner or later. I'd say today I'd like to actually kind of get back to carving a little bit more into these little Santa Clauses here. They're kind of like little St. Nicholas statues by Rick Butts, the carver, B-U-T-Z. And he's done a lot of good, nice stuff here. Made a lot of great things, and I like his patterns a lot, especially when it comes to things like Santa's horses, things like that. Those are the kind of things I like to make. Christmas stuff, that is. Sells good, so I like to make it. Well, I tell y'all that I decided to take little steps on these, kind of try to make these same little marks that I did the last time around. Like to add a little extra to them. Think I will at this point kind of get out the sanding piece and try to work a little more into them. I guess I'd say that might use the piece of mask to do that, because forgot to get my other little Band-Aid thumb protector here, and those are sure good for that. I use elastic bandage to kind of make my own thumb protectors. I thought I was the only one who did that, but not too many weeks ago went to my woodcarvers meeting and saw another guy I carve with do that. But I tell y'all, I think I've probably got a piece of sandpaper that's kind of gotten itself worn out here, and probably a good time to try to change it out a little bit, put on a new, better piece here, try to get it right in line. I say it gets a little difficult to get them on here, but you'll get a hang of it eventually. Finally got it on, kind of put a little work into it. Probably would say I might have come a little farther down on the arms on this one than I should have, but we've got another step to take. We're going to go around the collar here, the ruffle. Well, as for now, I'd say we got a little further along, probably made the ruffle at the top a little too thin, but we're going to take care of that as we go. It's going to be a little extra work to take care of, but we will deal with that. I'd say we're going to try to take care of this one as well. And I'd say we come along here, made a little power carved ruffle now. We're going to try to compare it to how we got it on these other two. I'd say there comes a step along here where we might kind of find the thumb guard here if we can, and probably try to do a little hand carving here. I don't know exactly where that thumb guard went, but I'd tell you that, oh, here it is. It was under one of these guys, and I'd say that we're going to try to work it in. We're going to make it so it's going to kind of come its way along here. We got little extra bits of work to do here, and I'm going to demonstrate a little more how we do this. And as you'll see, we kind of got work to take along here. I think I'm going to kind of round off the ruffle here, about right here with the knife. Try to make it so it's round instead of flat, kind of like how the earth is, you know. Some people say the earth is round, some people say it's flat. It's been proven to be round since Columbus traveled around it, and I'd say people always thought it was flat back then. So it was just one of those things. Somebody thought somebody was gonna come off on the edge of the earth, but it's kind of like how I was told as a kid. I asked where the edge of the world was. I said, there is no edge. It's round and has no edge. I'd say just a big spherical ball, kind of how it goes. And so we got the little work to come this way, take out the little ways we do this kind of thing here, try to make it so we round off the hood, make it so we see the bright and shining Santa Claus come right to life, and in this world, how it's going to show us how we all know the story about old Saint Nick. I'd say, think there's probably going to be some stuff around here that since I can take care of it with the power carver, probably will. And I'm going to round off the ruffle to this one as well. The ruffle won't look so flat once we kind of get it rounded off like it needs to be. And so that's how we're going to work our way along it, make it so it's going to be a final piece of work, I say. And this is just the one that was the carved pattern to make it so we see old Saint Nicholas coming to a little bit of work in us, and see how it all is going to shine our ways out. I say, oh, a little work here, a little work there, kind of make it so we see bright, shiny faces in our work, and how old Santa is going to have a good beard, and oh, the times when we all don't know things. There's even been some debate about whether or not the original Bishop Nicholas ever had a beard. It was probably added when they made him Santa Claus when it came down to all the traditional legends. There's a little time when we kind of get a little extra piece of work done into this work. I say that we're trying to get rid of all these little burning marks. Some of them we're going to get rid of when we sand it, but this is how I see it coming along, making it so we're going to find a little work in us, see how we draw our work, make it so it's going to be bright and nice and shiny and detailed, I say. For the thing is, we have our shows coming up. We're going to do our shows in July and have this stuff out, maybe even in the fall. We'll have it out in some places. That'll be a good time for it as well. But I tell you, it's the spring right now, and as for how the spring is going, we got some work to do, some things to put away, and I say that we're gonna round this off this face here along the top of the head, and so that's how we got him now. Got to do a little more along here, and so that's how we chip him along, make him so he's going to be a bright little soul for us to see and to know and to have for the future of our lives. Oh, the joy of work, I say. You know, I mean, I tell y'all, there ain't no perfect piece of art anywhere. You know, there's always going to be little flaws here and there. It's just going to happen in life. It's just going to be that way. I say that we got the way that the work comes along here. I do want to say that it might even be about time we can close off the video here, and like I'm doing, you know, showing you how I'm painting those other Santas at the end of the video. We're going to look at that too, and we're going to close this down and go on to the next part. Well, at this point, we can finally get back to showing you these Santas that I carved a few years ago from the Carhartt pattern and gave them a little bit of extra color here and there. There's like these two ones that you see, they have the red hats and they have the vanilla ruffles, and therefore I give them the white beards and eyebrows and the blue eyes. That's kind of traditionally how Santa is and how the book had those. You'll see here that there's one to which I gave it a gray beard or a silver beard, because that kind of separates it from the fact that it has a ruffle that is painted old parchment and goes with the fact that it has a hat that is painted crimson red. And I did the same with this one here that kind of has the green hat and also has the little reddish brown ruffle here. And as we go further, I'll show you a little more. Like this one here again has a crimson red ruffle and a crimson red hat and a silver ruffle, so I decided to give it a vanilla beard and vanilla eyebrows to kind of go with that, and did the same with this one that has a midnight garden green colored hat and a silver ruffle to try to make it kind of contrast those colors a little bit. There's one here, this one has, it's like some kind of a, I have to look up the name of that color paint. It's hunter green. It has kind of a little bit of a hunter green hat, and I still have yet to decide what I'm going to paint the ruffle and the beard. The face will definitely be peach, as with all of them, and that's what I have to show you for these Santas of today. And yes, you can still see that little sock gingerbread man in the background, which I hope to sometime do a video demonstration on how I will make those. Goodbye.